Hello learners, bonjour aux apprenants and welcome to Learn French with Likiza. Today we continue with our lesson on la négation, negation in French. Last time we looked at the four structures of constructing negative sentences in French, which are non pas, non plus, ni, and no co. You can refer back to La Négation, Partie 1, in case you missed. Today, we start off with some rules in French negation. Rule number 1. Partitive articles and indefinite articles are normally replaced by do in the negative. However, this rule does not apply to the construction no co. For example, you can have a sentence in the affirmative like J'ai pris du thé le matin. I took tea in the morning. In this case, du is the partitive article meaning some because you can't really quantify tea. If you want to have the same sentence in the negative, you will say Je n'ai pas pris de thé le matin. I did not take tea in the morning. And you can see that du has now been replaced by do. Another example is Elle a une voiture. She has a car. And in this case, une is the indefinite article. But if you want to say the same sentence in the negative, you will say Elle n'a pas de voiture. She does not have a car. And you can see that une has now been replaced by do. Rule number 2. No pas normally comes around the auxiliary verb when it comes to compound tenses in French negation. And when I'm talking about compound tenses, I mean tenses that need two verbs to be constructed in order to make sense, such as passé composé, which is past tense, and futur proche, which is near future tense. There's an example that I've already given. Je n'ai pas pris de thé le matin. I did not take tea in the morning. And you can see that no pas is coming around a. And no in this case contracts to an apostrophe because the auxiliary verb starts with a vowel. And a is the first person singular of the verb avoir, which is the auxiliary verb in this case in past tense. And I will teach a lesson on past tense in the near future. Another example is Ils ne vont pas assister au mariage. They are not going to attend the wedding. And you can see that no and pas are coming around vont, which is the third person plural of aller, to go. And it is used in futur proche, which is also a lesson that I'm going to teach in the near future. How do you ask questions in the negative in French? Now, there are two ways of asking questions in the negative in French. You can either use inversion, where the verb comes before the subject and a hyphen is placed between them to join them. Or you can simply state a negative sentence, then raise your voice at the end, which is intonation. I prefer intonation better. For example, Tu ne viens pas avec nous? Aren't you coming with us? Or, Tu ne veux pas être riche? Don't you want to be rich? We also have some negative words in French, and these are normally combined with no or an apostrophe in most cases. For example, nulle part, which means nowhere or anywhere depending on context. For example, nous ne sommes allés nulle part aujourd'hui. We haven't gone anywhere today. Personne, which means nobody. For example, il n'y a personne à la maison. There is nobody at home. Jamais, which means never. For example, je n'ai jamais mangé d'homard de ma vie. I've never eaten lobster in my life. Rien, which means nothing. For example, tu ne fais rien de bien. You do nothing right. Aucun or aucune to mean no or none. For example, aucun problème. No problem. In spoken French, no is normally left out, and this is less formal. So you can have something like, c'est pas possible. It's not possible. Or you can say, j'ai jamais mangé d'homard de ma vie. I've never eaten lobster in my life, or I've never had lobster in my life. Or you can also say, pas de souci, no problem. They are all correct in spoken French. We have just completed the lesson on la négation. Bravo! Chapeau! Now, for your benefit, I am going to repeat all the negative sentence examples in this lesson so that you can hear how they are pronounced. Listen attentively. Je n'ai pas pris de thé le matin. Je n'ai pas pris de thé le matin. Elle n'a pas de voiture. Elle n'a pas de voiture. Ils ne vont pas assister au mariage. Ils ne vont pas assister au mariage. Tu ne viens pas avec nous? Tu ne viens pas avec nous? Tu ne veux pas être riche? Tu ne veux pas être riche? Nous ne sommes allés nulle part aujourd'hui. Nous ne sommes allés nulle part aujourd'hui. Il n'y a personne à la maison. Il n'y a personne à la maison. Je n'ai jamais mangé de homard de ma vie. Je n'ai jamais mangé de homard de ma vie. Tu ne fais rien de bien. Tu ne fais rien de bien. Aucun problème. Aucun problème. J'ai jamais mangé de homard de ma vie. J'ai jamais mangé de homard de ma vie. C'est pas possible. C'est pas possible. Pas de souci. Pas de souci. If you enjoyed the lesson, don't forget to subscribe to the channel before leaving. Like, leave a comment, share. You can also follow me on IG at Learn French with Likiza, or become a patron today to support, or buy me a coffee. All the relevant links are in the description box. À bientôt!